check me out at rodneylspeaks.com. Grocery stores now have these awesome things called the self-checkout. Like you go in the store and you shop, you get your own groceries. Usually it's hard to find somebody that can help you find anything. Then you go in the self-checkout line and you ring everything up yourself, you pay yourself and walk out. Pretty soon everything is going to be automated, right? But the dreaded Walmart self-checkout, I was in there. Now Walmart, okay, some people may like it, some people don't, but it's cheap and convenient, so I shop there. And I see a lot of you guys shopping there too, so don't hate. But anyway, I like the self-checkout because sometimes cashiers, they're a little slow, they have long lines. Not everybody likes self-checkout, but I like to go to self-checkout because I can just zip through there real quick, pay, and get out. However, sometimes you go in the self-checkout line and there's some people who shouldn't use it. They just have no idea what to do and they just kind of make the line slower than a regular cashier lines, right? They're sitting there trying to figure out how to use the thing and they're hitting all these buttons and then they're waiting and waiting and you're supposed to swipe your card or insert the chip and they are just confused and are just waiting for somebody to help. But one day, I was at the machine and this machine was acting like a 10-year-old PC. Now, you know those PC computers, those laptops, everything PC seems to slow down with age. Like pretty soon, it's just going slow. And this one machine was doing that. It was going slow. And so I rang something up, and because you would like scan it and you would wait, and then it will beep like literally like 20 seconds later. I mean, I'm not joking. I'm not exaggerating. I mean, it was going slow. And so one of the items that I rang up twice. And because of that, I said, oh, I need to delete this item. And when you do that, it makes you get customer service. And it says, please wait for assistance. The dreaded, please wait for assistance while you're in the self-checkout line in Walmart. So I'm looking around, waiting for someone to come over and help me because they're flagged and I'm trying to wave somebody down. I don't see anybody. All the cashiers were busy. All the cashiers had long lines. It was a busy time inside this grocery local Walmart. And so I noticed out of the corner of my eye, somebody that I normally see in Walmart walk out. He was in plain clothes, so I knew he was either on break or off. But he came over, you know what he did? He saw me, and I only know him from Walmart, right? He saw me, walked over, and he gave me assistance. And it probably took him literally like 7 to 8 minutes trying to clear that thing, because every time he pressed a button and put his employee code in, it took a good 3 or 4 minutes for it to register. So finally he helped me and he said that he is going to try to finish his break and enjoy his break, and I thanked him for that. And so the question is, why did he decide from everybody that's there, because I was not the only one who had the please wait for assistance in the self-checkout line. There was at least 3 of us and I was wondering who would be served first, but he served me and walked away. Now, it's not good for the rest of the people. I know it sucked for them, but for me, it was good. And so why did this happen? Because I was kind to him every time I saw him when I would shop at Walmart. And so this is a topic about goodness. So welcome to the old cast. If you don't know me, you can read my bio, check out my page at rodneylspeaks.com. And I'm doing a series, and this is part of the series of the Building Blocks for Life. And each building block, each attribute builds off one another. And all of these are useful for a full and productive life. And if you add these things, I can guarantee you, you will get a full and productive life and things will be well for you. Not prosperous, but well. And so the question I have to ask, would you say that you're good? Why do you say that you're good? Why do you think that you're good? Most people would answer that question, yes, I am good. But then the question becomes, who are you good to? Are you good to people who deserve it? Would you be good to people who don't deserve it? The people who are mean to you, would you be good? That person cursed you out and talked behind your back. Are you good to them? And if you're not, do you still think you're a good person? Years ago when I was in management, I had this employee come in, and this employee came in and I hired him from one of those employee services where he had a speech impediment. So that really hurt his self-esteem. It really hurt his confidence. Interviewing would be very terrifying to him. But I hired him and I said, come aboard. I will take you. I will work with you. And as he began to work with me and as he began to work in the restaurant, he became really, really confident. He became really good at what he did, and he was really doing more things and able to work more stations. But at the time, where I was working at, they were doing a Star Wars promotion. This is the, which generation of Star Wars was this? This was, I think, the prequel. Episodes 1, 2, and 3 were coming out, and we were doing a promotion, kind of dating myself a little bit. And so part of the promotion had these prizes in the drink lids, where if you had a lid and you took off the top or the sticker or whatever, you could win prizes. So instead of putting them on the cups, you put them on the lids. But we had a problem with employees stealing the lids. We would have to count them every night, and we were missing tons of lids a night. So I had to pull and have a meeting and say, everybody, look, this is what we need to do. If anybody is caught taking lids, it is termination immediately. Don't pass go, don't collect $200, game over, right? And so literally the same day, within an hour, this employee who was doing so good, who had a speech impediment, I watched as he walked in, went to the back break area. I'm standing right there. He didn't see me. And he puts a full sleeve of lids in his backpack. And at that point, I kind of shook my head, and I had a dilemma, because I wanted to be good to this person. I wanted them to have a chance. I understood that they were the underdog. I wanted them to really gain that confidence and build out the confidence he already had. But I understood that if I want to treat him like everybody else, with respect, as a normal person, I mean, he only had a speech impediment, right? I mean, something that I know he can overcome. But if I wanted to treat him that way, I would have to treat him like everybody else in that situation. So I had to pull him aside, and I had to terminate him on the spot. And I don't know what that did to him or his self-confidence. So the question is, in that scenario, was I a good person? His mom had called me a couple of days later and was angry at me. Obviously, the story he told her is not the same. He kind of told her he took one that he found in the parking lot while he was cleaning him up outside, and that was not the truth. And so trying to tell the mom the full story, I know she didn't believe me, and she just felt that I wanted to get rid of him. That made me feel even worse, because like I said before, would you say you're a good person? And I said, I would say I'm a good person, but here I'm being accused of not being a good person. So sometimes trying to be good, trying to have goodness may be hard. But I would argue that goodness is at the foundation of our existence. We as human beings are inherently good. I mean, when tragedy strikes, look at when tragedy strikes, right? We gravitate to being good. When 9/11 happened, everybody responded. We united together. The Boston Marathon bomber, we all gathered together and we rallied together to be good. School shootings that happen, people get together and they're good. Like I said, it's something that's inherent in us, and it's something that's built in us. And so I am a person of faith. I do believe in God. And so people who are like me, who have this faith base, believe that we are inherently good because we were created in God's image. And things got messed up a little bit. We have bad things happen to us because of the beginning. But when we believe and trust in God, we are inherently good because we are part of his goodness. But anyway, moving from that, we must disagree. We may disagree. We have arguments. We have fights, right? You can say, like, you think about the political issues that were going on. We're 50-50 as a country with our political issues and where we stand. But that's because we feel so deeply about them. And we each would say that we are good, and we're basing our decisions on being good, right? Now, unless you're really messed up in the head, have mental issues, you're an extremist, you're extreme racist, you're an extreme terrorist or something, we really feel that we are good people. And the truth is, the majority of us believe in the whole concept of reap what you sow. That we reap what we sow. So, for example, if I take some seeds and I go in my backyard and I plant an apple tree, I don't expect a lemon tree to grow. So basically, those of you who aren't faith-based, you still probably believe in karma. I know a lot of people who believe in the idea and the concept that the universe equals out, that things equal out. So they want to do good because they want good things to happen to them. They understand the idea of paying it forward. They understand the idea of if they do something wrong or they do something bad, that bad things will probably and likely happen to them. This is why I say that being good is part of our nature. It's inherent in us. And think about the movie The Purge, right? In the movie The Purge, you have this movie where you get 24 hours to do whatever you want to do and get all your anger, get all your vices, all that out because the other 364 days of the year, you're going to act good. And I don't believe people are built this way, right? I don't believe people are built to where you can go a day and you can kill everybody that you want to kill, and then you wake up the next day and have your frosted flakes in the morning and go about your day going to work. Where's Sally at? Oh, I killed her yesterday. She got on my nerves. I don't think people are built that way, right? I think people are inherently good. But you talk about doing the right thing. Why should we do the right thing? Well, when you do the right thing, it benefits all of us. It benefits human nature, I mean humankind, mankind, right? When we do the right thing. If you think about faith-based again, the two greatest things that when Jesus was asked, what are the two greatest commandments? I put it simply in four words. Love God, love others. Now, if you don't believe in God, it's still a good idea to love other people, to love your neighbor, to treat them well. I mean, because we all know that there is an end, that one day in our lives, we will come to the end of our lives, right? And those Gary V fans, Gary Vaynerchuk, he says he's looking forward to the funeral. That's what he's doing everything for. He's doing good and he does things because he's a person who I've heard speak of karma before. And he says one day is at the end and he wants to leave a legacy, right? We need to spend our time avoiding negativity, avoiding the hate. I mean, it gets us nowhere, right? We have a limited time on here, so why not the limited time we have on Earth? And even though it may be, people living to 80 and 90 years old, it's still limited. Once you start keeping time, that means you're tracking something and it's limited here on Earth, right? We want to make the most of it. The reason to do good is we were created to. And again, I keep going back to this faith-based thing, but if you think about it, we were created to do good. And things got messed up. There is a quote unquote sinful nature, a bad nature of us, but inherently, and when we know what to do and the right thing to do, we do good. So, can this goodness in us, can it win out before the bad overtakes us? When you think about the wars and the tensions we have with political, social, economic, the rich, poor, the racial tensions, can we do enough good that we overcome all of those things before that overtakes us? I think we can. Now, when you think about certain things, you think about being good, there's different opinions about people like the homeless people, right? Some people were burned by fraud, people going out there collecting money, and they were working a shift. As soon as they were done, getting their Mercedes and go home. But then some give from compassion. You talk about the word, dare I say it, socialism. People get upset about that because we in America, especially in America, we really are greedy. You know, People, when talk about healthcare, some people like it. People who can't afford it or don't work and get the free stuff, they love it. People who pay the huge costs that went up when we did the universal thing, they hate it, right? And I bring that up because those are some of the things that can set us back to being good. But the key and the challenge to being good is to be the bigger person. Let things go. Just walk away. Kill people with kindness. When you do that, when you're just good to people just because it's the right thing to do, sometimes they wonder what's wrong with you. They wonder what's your agenda. Why is he being nice to me? Why is he talking to me? Why is he connecting with me? What's going on? And it's funny because, I typically personally, it may sound narcissistic, but I personally make it a deal to be kind and show goodness to people. Whoever I talk to, whoever I meet, whatever I do. And so that's probably part of the reason why I'm doing the podcast is just to share my thoughts and ideas with people and have a conversation and to start a conversation with me And like always, I don't want to give the impression that these topics and these talks cover everything. And that's why feedback and comments are always appreciated. But I do know that you will reap what you sow, whether you believe in God or not, whether you believe in karma or not, or some form of it. I think we all do believe in some form of the universe equaling out karma or God, right? And when we add that, and remember to do good, because when we add it to the building blocks for life, we are adding another key to having a full and productive life. So don't let anything turn you into a mean, vengeful, angry person, right? Don't let anything turn you into a hater. If you want help, I'm here. Send me a message, a note, a DM, anything. Make a choice today to be the bigger person, no matter how hard that may be. Go out and be the person you are made to be. Be good to somebody today.